Hello, bookish friends. I am so glad to see you guys. I'm sorry this upload is a little bit late, but I've had some family stuff going on, and we're trying again with the mics. Hopefully, this time around it sounds a lot better. I've cozied up with you guys now with The Blood of All My Enemies. Obviously, I'm kidding. I've just some iron-rich hot juice because, I'm a woman and I need to replenish my iron levels. I have my cat here, my little familiar. I'm feeling a bit witchy this week with the weather turning autumny, fall vibes. I'm loving it. It's raining outside. Hopefully you don't really hear that. And I have prepped my laptop here and we're going to do a tier ranking of the books that I've read in the past 10 months. I've decided to go 10 because I didn't want this video to go overboard. But yeah, we're going to move myself in the corner now and hop into the tier ranking. So let's begin. Okay, we're starting. Do we start with the most recent ones or with the ones that are the furthest away already? I think we're going to start with the most recent ones. So I literally finished Hellbent this morning, which, it's crazy how Labor to Go packs the action into the last 100 pages of her books, because I was a little bit bored in between the chapters in the beginning and with Hellbent. It didn't have the same suction. It didn't suction me into the story the same as Ninth House did, but it was still really, really good. And I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm not the biggest fan of the whole bonding trope, but Hellbent was still really, really good. And I really appreciate how in this entire not finished trilogy, the characters, they're all a bit morally grey and not the good guys. And even one of the main characters that was supposed to be the golden boy turned out to be not so golden. Then Ninth House was amazing. And I put it in, I need a brain injury to read this again for the first time because, yes, I would delete my memories for this. Then Hellbent, this was really good. And then I have Not Bad for a solid 3-star. We have Kinda Bad, but I still enjoyed it. This is what would get between 2 and 3 stars. And then we have A Waste of My Time, which is everything below 2 stars. Is kind of the rating I go with. Next book we have is The Witch. And The Witch is kind of, I'm not really sure, kind of in between these. I would have needed another tier between not bad, and this was good. But the free version didn't let me do another tier in presentation mode, and I didn't want to do it with a million little ads around it. So we're gonna put it in not bad, but it would be in a tier in between if I'm gonna be really fair with it. And The Witch was sad, and it was a lot about generational trauma given from one woman to the next. But at least the kids of our main character got to break free. They're her twin daughters. It was set in a suburb, and it was had a really weird vibe, and the witch isn't really a witch here. It's kind of more of a metaphor of how emancipated the woman is. At least that's what I read between the lines. It was kind of a weird story, and it felt like I was getting more drunk with every page I turned. So that's definitely the kind of weird girl literature, if we're throwing these terms around. Then we had Shawl. Shawl was a lesbian romance of someone falling in love with literally death, with one of the death angels, with and everything. And the woman was supposed to die, and then she meets death in between worlds, and she's supposed to be reincarnated, but death remembers her soul from 500 years ago, when Death was still a person back then, so still alive as well, and they have lived a very tragic love story 500 years ago. So now Death has finally found the soul again that she has been in love with for more than 500 years, and she can't let her go into a new life. So she brings her back into the life she actually deceased from, which that's kind of against the rules. And then we have a tragically complicated love story unfolding with a little bit of spice in the end. And this was not bad. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like great or amazing, but like it was solid. It was kind of cute. Then we have Emilia If Only, and like, I need to be honest, that was kind of bad. But I still enjoyed it. I did still enjoy it. What made it bad was that it was definitely, it had too many references to social media, which I don't like that in my books. This was a book about a friend group. Also, they're teenagers, which is just not my age range anymore, but that can be very sweet to read. My cat cannot leave me alone. I'm sorry, guys. They were teenagers, and one of the girls is kind of mega obsessed with a YouTuber, and so she like kind of gets to go to a meet and greet, and it's like super fangirling, and the entire time she's been in love with her best friend, and her best friend has been in love with her, and the best friend has a girlfriend, which our main character kind of hates, and it's all very complicated, and a love story unfolds. So yeah, for a while, a few months ago, I really needed lesbian cuteness, so I was reading these two books. But yeah, that was really not well written and kind of bad, but I enjoyed it because it was comfort, and that's what I was looking for in the book. So yeah, it's like a 2.5 to a 3-star book. Then we had Want. And with Want, I'm not sure if I'm placing it in brain injury or this was really good. I think I'm gonna go with this was really good because I don't want to forget about it. So Want is a collection of basically short stories, but these short stories are not ordinary fiction. It's sexual fantasies from women around the globe, collected by Gillian Anderson herself, which, she was one of my absolute childhood crushes, and still one of my biggest celebrity crushes. So yeah, Gillian Anderson collected anonymously sexual fantasies from women, and then she goes ahead and puts them in like chapters where she gives them an overarching topic, and to every chapter she writes an introduction, and it's a lot about freeing women from stereotypes and freeing women from the shame of sexual fantasies, and to just show how broad they can be. Pretty much that's it. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought some fantasies were quite out there. Some were really ordinary, some were really tame, and some were worth taking inspiration by. That's my take here. Then I finished A Game of Thrones, the first book, obviously, not the entire series, the first book, which is 2 books in Germany, actually. But yeah, I finished those, and I can only put them in the God tier because I love this story. I have watched the series multiple times, and I'm finally getting to read the books, and I just love it. Yes, I hate when I have to spend time with Catelyn, and I also do not enjoy Sansa so far, but I know Sansa will have a crazy glow up. But right now, Sansa's a little bitch. But I love Dany, I love Arya, I love Tyrion. And Jon sometimes John's chapters are crazy boring, and sometimes John's chapters are really worth it as well. Then we have Clorin, and Clorin, oh my goodness, guys, Clorin was amazing. I have raved about this book in a few videos already, and this was also very much weird girl literature. This book is sapphic yearning. It's two teenage best friends, and our main character, or like one of the girls, both are competitive swimmers in their high school team, and one of them kind of goes mad. She wants to become a mermaid, and she does everything it takes to do so. And it gets quite grim and quite dark and hugely absurd, but this was one of the best things I've read in years. Like Clorin, I would delete everything to get to read this again for the first time. That was great. Then we had In Defense of Witches, which it was pretty good. It's a nonfiction, and it deals with, well, the sub-question of the book is why women are still on trial, and it draws a lot of connections from the witch hunts in the Middle Ages to today's society, and why feminism is still very much needed. And I just spotted that after painting my wall, I didn't remove all of the tape from the door frame. Sorry, that's so distracting. Yes, so In Defense of Witches deals with a lot of feminist topics, and it's pretty much a collection of essays. And I really enjoyed this because it was a bit of a deeper dive into feminist literature, because I feel like in the past I've read a lot of like entry-level feminism stuff, and this was finally like a step deeper, and you had a lot of references to movies, other books, studies, like academic essays. There was a lot referenced and in the footnotes, so that you can go ahead and dive deeper and deeper and deeper into the topics, which maybe didn't find all the space they needed in a chapter. So yeah, I really like that. Then I read Swiping Right, and Swiping Right was not bad. Again, a lesbian romance book, but I knew this was just supposed to be cute and fun and short and, you know, a palate cleanser. And it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was like the sweet spot for a cute little romance. But what I really liked about this is that we're with adults here. So we have our main character who's going through a divorce I think she was in her 40s in the book, and she then decides to download a dating app because it's the first time in more than 20 years that she has to step into the dating world, which that's hard to navigate, absolutely fair, but then it's even harder with all of the things on dating apps. And she goes on a date with someone who's polyamorous, which is absolutely not her thing, but she didn't like fully grasp that. And then she has to deal with I'm just looking for a one-night stand, but I'm playing a different game here, people. And so yeah, she swipes and swipes and swipes, and at some point we swipe to someone we really like, and we get the classic third act breakup, which, by the way, is very dramatic. And then the ending actually caught me off guard a little bit. It did make me more emotional than I would have guessed. But yeah, still, it's in the not bad tier. Then we have the Luminaries trilogy, which I finished in, I think, 3 weeks. I've read them back to back. The first, I would put this was good, because it was something very new. The second was then already kind of in between, but I would still put this was good. And then the last was sadly a bit disappointing, so I put it in not bad. But yeah, the Luminaries is about, well, secret societies living in kind of a forest, protecting the normal world. And the forest where they live spews monsters every night from like a magical fog. And the luminaries are the people fighting these monsters every night. And they have like shifts, and there's different houses taking the shifts. Like one house does Mondays, the next does Tuesdays, the next does, and so on. And our main character is a 16-year-old girl who was actually banished from her family clan and then has to fight her way back in. So a lot of tropes here, but they work. And the first was really good. I like this. Then again, the second just makes it into the this is good tier. And then the third was, well, the ending of a trilogy. Either you love it or you hate it. There's no in between. Then we had Vagabonds. And I've had a really good reading year. Like the past books that I've read, look at this. This is amazing. Vagabonds was great. Vagabonds had me in tears. Vagabonds had me angry. Vagabonds had me laughing at some point. It was really, really good. But also absurd, like a little bit of weird girl literature again. But yeah, that was... Then we had Playboy, and Playboy is the first to go into a waste of my time, because Playboy is centered around one adult lesbian lady. She has a kid, which she also very much abandons, and then she enters multiple toxic relationships, and she's very unreflected with herself and kind of destructive with everyone around her. And the part where I actually was enjoying the book because it was very real, and you don't always have to like the main character, but the author lost me when she brought in very harmful masculine stereotypes where I just don't want that representing. I don't know, yeah. So there was one sentence that just gave me the ick, and it was that the main character basically said, after one of her toxic hookup situations, that she can now understand why men like to hurt women. Yeah, no, you're cancelled right now. Okay, next we have Bored to Death, which that's kind of hard to decide, but I think I need to put it in kind of bad, but I enjoyed it. I read this with a book club, and it was written horrendously, to be honest. The writing style was awful, but I was guessing and trying to solve the murder before the book did. So I guess I kind of enjoyed it, and it kind of had me hooked. But yeah, it was really not good. So in Bored to Death, a very old man has a board game shop, which is kind of slowly dying because of Amazon and online stuff. And, it's like one of these little shops that's going out of business. And the son of this person is like kind of a failed professor who moved back to his hometown and helps his dad out in the shop. And then there's a murder in the shop, and we have to kind of clear it up because all of the evidence points to the board game shop owners. It's kind of cringe, it's really badly written, but it was somewhat fun, so I guess it deserves kind of bad, but I enjoyed it. And then we have For Whom the Bell Tolls from J.C. Lynn, from J.C. Lynn. And that was amazing. Again, I laughed, I cried, I was angry, I was squirming my feet. We had good spicy scenes. I thought that maybe regarding in the last third of the book, it was a bit too many spicy scenes. Like, okay, we get it. But the book was amazing. It's about a woman dying from cancer and ending up in the afterlife. And she decides to go start working in hell. And she opens up a help desk where souls that are waiting in line to basically be processed can complain or offer their nuisances, which turns out is really, really helpful for the demons having to deal with these souls that need to be placed in hell. And from then on, we get a very emotional tale of found family and honestly kind of therapeutic, working through a lot that has been lived by multiple people, because we get obviously more characters than our main character. And yes, I can just always recommend that to everyone when I talk about it. So yeah, that was the books from the last 10 months, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books. So I've read 17 books in the past 10 months, which that's pretty good actually, and I'm about to finish the next. This was really fun. I think we're gonna have to do more tier rankings. Maybe I'll do like an all-time book tier ranking video, but that will be long, guys. That will be long. Anyways, I'm gonna finish up my juice and cuddle a bit more with my cat because she decided to lay down here. You can't even see that cat because she's incredibly cute. And I know my videos always profit from just having cat footage in them. So this is for you to enjoy. A few minutes of cat footage. Wait, I'll give you the purring as well. 1 second. Can you purr for them? Alright guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.